throughout the ship indicating the location and operation of the main evacuation system, as well as the grounding instructions for life jackets.
Join us for a 3-day adventure in the Canadian wilderness. Sometimes you just need an escape from life, so we packed our things and we're off for a spontaneous adventure. Little did we know this trip would provide us with some scenes and memories that would last a lifetime. From our first experience staying in a yurt in the middle of the woods, to hiking beautiful mountain ranges with some incredible views, a couple wildlife encounters, eating lots of food, some good, some not so great, but hey, this is camping. We even wrap up the trip with one of the most beautiful ferry rides in the country. It was truly magical. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of Lindy's Life. Recording? Boom. Howdy, my friend. Hope you're doing well. So this is where we're going to be spending the next 48 hours. We had about a 6-hour drive here. We are deep in the Canadian wilderness, and we're going to be staying in this beautiful yurt. This is actually my first time ever staying in a yurt, so this is going to be a new experience for me, and I guess it's a new experience for you guys too, because I'm going to be taking you along with me. So this yurt is very beautiful. You get this whole kind of surrounding property. You get this nice wooden deck. You get a barbecue. You get a bear box to store your food. Everything you need up here for a good time, but obviously the highlight is this yurt. So it's kind of like a big fancy tent, I guess you could say. Everything is made of wood and some kind of canvas. Smells like a cottage, you know. You get nice wooden bunk beds, 2 of them in here. I believe this technically sleeps 6 people. Got a big wooden table, you got electricity, you got a heater, you got everything you need, more than enough. This is glamping, to be honest, and I'm living the dream out here. The older I get, the less I like sleeping in tents, and I like this more comfortable style of camping. But we came here, it is actually May 7th today, so it's still beginning of the season. The park is pretty empty, and honestly, I don't see anybody in the surrounding yurt, so we're kind of gonna have this area all to ourselves, which is always a bonus. But at night, this is probably where we'll be spending most part, out by the fire, having a couple beers, enjoying the day. But this is gonna be an amazing trip. We have a lot of adventures planned. Tomorrow we're heading out for an epic hike. We're gonna be exploring the surrounding mountain range, lakes, and it's gonna be a wonderful day. A good old classic Lindy's Life adventure vlog. I cannot wait. But I guess that concludes our little yurt tour. Alright, well, it's now 3:30. We just got settled in here and we're gonna head out for a little hike. Well, it's not really a hike, there's just a little trail and a lookout point, so we're gonna go check that out before it gets dark. Then we'll come back, have some dinner, beers, fire, take it easy, and get prepared for tomorrow's big adventure. Wow, look at that, guys. Still got a little snow and ice on the trails. Come on, guys. How crazy. All right, well, we just made it to our first scenic scene of the trip. This beautiful lookout point that looks over Georgian Bay over here. And then behind us this way, you have the surrounding mountain range and the crack, which is what we're hiking tomorrow. And that is gonna be an epic adventure, but oh man, does it feel ever good to be back in nature. We just finished up winter here in Canada. This is my first official adventure and camp of the year, and I'm just beyond grateful and happy to be out here just breathing in some fresh air with my cousin Aaron. Hard to beat it, man. Honestly, this is life. All right, well, damn, pretty amazing way to start the trip. Like, it is absolutely gorgeous here. That's the thing, like where our campsite is, we're super deep into trees and forests, so we don't really see like the surrounding area. Obviously, we know we're surrounded by beautiful quartz mountain range, but we can't see it from our campsite. So this was nice to get a little glimpse, see where we're at, see what we're in store for tomorrow. And man, this place is absolutely beautiful. Gotta be one of my favorite provincial parks. Just right off the bat, first impressions, absolutely stunning. So this is gonna be a good few days, no doubt. All right, guys, well, after 2 hours, we made it back to camp. That was a beautiful hike. And on the way out, we actually saw a moose, which is absolutely incredible. I just quickly pulled out my phone. It was pretty far away, but I zoomed in. I was able to capture a quick little shot of it. And it is just always a treat to see a big game like that in the wild. Moose, bear, whatever, just honestly amazing and makes your day. So now we are back at camp, and guess what we're gonna do? Absolutely nothing. Just take it easy, have some drinks, have some food, enjoy the fire, and just live the dream. All right, guys, time to get into dinner. Tonight we're gonna be doing some freeze-dried meals. I'm gonna be trying this Happy Yak teriyaki rice. First time ever giving this a go, so let's see what it is. You know, sometimes these freeze-dried meals are so hit and miss. I've had some awful ones, but I've had some really good ones as well. So, smells really good. Let's see, give you guys first impression here. You know what, for what it is, that is pretty good, but Aaron put a little bit too much water in this, so it's a little wet, but the flavor is on point. All right, well, it doesn't look too appealing, but honestly, the flavor is pretty good. Has a nice little spice to it. Get your calories in, not too bad for a camping meal. Honestly, one of the better ones I've had, so I would definitely recommend it. Just finished up dinner, pretty good. Had to throw some more layers on because it is pretty damn cold. There is a lake right beside our yurt, so we're gonna go check it out for sunset. Then we'll come back here and do my favorite part of the night, start a fire. I'll tell you what, as I sit in front of the fire here, sipping a moose head, I just couldn't help but think about my good buddy who passed away about a decade ago, Austin. He was a big outdoors guy. His favorite beer was moose head, and I don't know, just got me thinking about him. So I think this video, I'm gonna dedicate to you, Austin. Miss you, buddy.
Yeah, you know what we need for nights like this? Fucking projector. Dude, you could project a movie onto the... Is yours not open? No. It's really good. Oh, there's a TV on.
Alright guys, well it is now 10:30. We are in the yurt for tonight. Just gonna take it easy. It is nice and warm out here. Super windy outside, so that about does it. I will see you guys first thing in the morning for some coffee and an amazing hike.
I have a second fuel.
Good morning, guys. Starting off the morning with a little bit of coffee. Last night was pretty good. Slept well. It did get down to around like -1, maybe -2 degrees Celsius. Right now it's about 0, so pretty chilly, but that heater inside the yurt works pretty well. Almost too good, because when it's on, it's like uncomfortably hot, and when it's off, it's too cold. So a little bit of a battle last night, but all is well. Can't complain. Just gonna take it easy for a bit, and then we'll head out for the hike. When you're in the backcountry, there is no rush or rules, so we'll get there when we get there. All right, guys, well, it is now about 10:30, and we're gonna head down to the trail. It's gonna be pretty much a full day of hiking and adventuring. The round trip trail is gonna be just under 10 kilometers, I believe. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depends on what we end up doing. Might do a little extra exploring, and there's some pretty solid elevation gain too. This trail is called the Crack. So there's this huge like crack in the mountain that we have to climb up, and the mountain is made out of these nice shiny quartz white looking rocks. So should be a great experience. Gonna drive over to the trailhead now. Let's get into it. All right, after a brief drive, we just made it to the trailhead. We just passed one of the signs that says the hike is around 4 hours total. For us, maybe we could do it a little quicker, but at the same time, we're gonna be shooting, walking back and forth in front of the camera. So it's probably gonna be a 4-hour hike, and then all the time we spend at the lookout point, cooking, shooting, doing all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a full day, no doubt. We're just embarking right now. It is 11 a.m., so we'll see what time we get out of here.
Diddy's life. We should have cracked open a couple TVs this morning.
Completely gone, eh? Yeah, damn.
We're basically trying to clear it out so this drains into here and then the water level is lower, but
Okay.
right now we can't let anybody pass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
We'll see about tomorrow, but you never know, you know?
Yeah.
Probably gonna take a while for this to drain out.
All right. Well, all the best.
Yeah, thanks.
As you can see, those beautiful granite mountains there. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to summit the Crack today. We just got turned around by the park ranger there. The bridge is completely underwater, so we can't even really cross it, which kind of sucks because at the end of the day, we kind of booked this whole trip around this hike and hiking the Crack, but it's out of our control. What can you do? We're still going to make the best of it. There's a lot of surrounding trails we can check out, so hopefully we can find something just as cool. Now we got a 2-kilometer hike out, so all right, guys, just made it to the next trailhead. Unfortunately, we won't be summiting any mountains today, but it's all good. I'm sure there'll be some beautiful views on this trail as well. But our game plan is we want to hike in to the end of the trail, and then we're going to set up the stove, cook some lunch. We got some chili and tacos. We're both starving, so let's get in there.
Como éramos felices cuando andábamos así y estábamos contentos, pues contentos hasta el fin. Se fue, alejándose de mi alma. Se fue.
All right, guys, well, it looks like we found a pretty awesome spot for lunch. Really doesn't get much better than that. You got Georgian Bay right in front of us. We're on some beautiful rock cliff face here, and wow. Got the water boiling here. This is what's for lunch. We got chili fiesta. Gonna stick this in some tortillas and yeah, should hit the spot. We're both very hungry. It's about what, 12:30, 1? So it is time for lunch. All we've eaten today is beef jerky and coffee. So we need a little fuel, but these scenes are absolutely incredible. What a place to eat lunch.
Hold that guy tight down there.
Beauty. Thank you, sir.
Don't let the bottom fall out.
All right, guys, well, we are nice and fueled up now. Energy levels are high, sun is shining, scenes are beautiful. Obviously, we were a little bummed that we couldn't hike the crack, but these scenes and views, like, makes it all worth it. And you honestly can't complain being out here. It is absolutely beautiful. But what we're gonna do now is this trail kind of loops right around the bay. So we're gonna head to the end of the trail, go check out the shoreline, see what it's like. Since we're here, might as well. And then, yeah, honestly, not much on the schedule today besides enjoy some scenes and take it easy. Well, after about 8 kilometers, we just made it back to camp, and that was a beautiful hike, but it was a pretty technical 8 kilometers. It wasn't just a quick, easy, flat trail. There's lots of ups and downs. We're scaling cliff faces. Hard on the knees and joints, no doubt, but it was a beautiful one. It does suck we didn't get to see the crack, but the hike we went on today made up for it, and Georgian Bay is beautiful, and honestly, you just can't complain being out here. Like, no matter what life throws at you, when you're in nature, everything just seems to work out.
Buddy's got one. He's been using it for years. It's just like it's almost there. We're so close.
All right, guys, well, it is taco time. Now, these tacos aren't anything special by any means. Just got a little bit of sour cream on there. But you know, when you're in the woods, these tacos definitely hit a little different. A little bit of cheese, and then just some nice grass-fed ground beef. Oh, and there you go, little tacos. Eat a couple of these, call her a night. You know the drill. All right, 10:30, back into Yurt for the night. I think I'm gonna do a little packing quickly just so I am ready to go for the morning, because we're not in a huge rush, but we do need to get out of here relatively early. So just gonna pack up all the stuff I don't need anymore and make sure our departure is nice and smooth and quick. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do before I go to bed is set up another night lapse on the GoPro. I did this last night and it actually went all night and the result was pretty cool. I kind of want to get a little bit of a better angle, so let's go put this thing outside for night. I just hook up this little battery bank and just leave it outside. It was like 0 degrees all night for like 6-8 hours, something like that, and it stayed alive. So let's do it again. But this time I want to point it more just directly at the stars, because last time I had it kind of at the building. This time let's just point it straight up in the sky. Just make it point the sky. Plug in the battery bank here. That's it. Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of our trip. A little bit of a slow start to the day. It's about 8 a.m. Gonna get up now, make some coffee, start packing, and get on out of here. Coffee's been brewed. I gotta say, I'm actually really enjoying this instant coffee. If you're out in the woods, highly recommend. It's delicious, honestly. But this coffee is just a little too hot for me to drink. So I'm gonna start loading up our little yurt wagon there and start getting ready to roll. So let's get this thing over here. This comes handy. Good old yurt wagon, I gotta say. Pretty sweet, man.
Just for an example.
Just like that, our time in the yurt is finished. We're all loaded up, ready to get on out of here and ready for our next set of adventures and scenes. All right, well, as I was wheeling everything back to the car, the Sony ZV-E10 fell out of my bag, crashed over on the lens, got all cracked, dented, and kind of broke temporarily. The lens wouldn't open up, so I couldn't even use my camera, but I gave it the good old Italian fix, smacked it around, missed it back into place, and it opens up again. This little thing doesn't work, that's completely jammed now, but she works, she shoots. The Sony ZV-E10 survives another tumble, which I'm super grateful for. I did not want to buy a new lens for this thing because I probably would have ended up buying a whole new camera, so. Let's get out of here. Time to head to the ferry, but we got about a 3-hour drive, probably make some pit stops for lunch and stuff along the way. All right, well, after an hour drive, we made it to the town of Sudbury. We drove through downtown. Not gonna say much besides we didn't really feel like stopping there. So we're on the outskirts of town now. Gotta get some food, have 2 hours to kill, and I think we're gonna check out Stacked. I think it's like a pancake breakfast spot, so sounds pretty good to me. Look at that breakfast. Oh, it's past 9 a.m. now.
One time we brought frozen sausages out of Algonquin, made a breakfast once.
Yeah.
Best breakfast ever.
Oh yeah. Whew, well, that was absolutely lethal. I am stuffed. But now we got about a 2-hour drive to the ferry dock where we're gonna launch from. After a beautiful 2-hour drive, we made it to the point of Manitoulin Island, where the ferry is going to be departing from, right about there. And I'm not going to lie, I am actually super excited for this ferry ride. I think it's going to be not only a unique, but a very beautiful experience because like I mentioned, Georgian Bay is absolutely beautiful. The water is absolutely insane. Like, check this out, guys. Wow, wow, wow. So we're gonna have a 2-hour ferry ride across this bay. And I have no idea how big this ferry is gonna be, what's gonna be on it, if there's gonna be a viewing deck or what we have in store. So this is gonna be a fun, beautiful, spontaneous adventure.
We go lane 2. Thanks so much. Okay.
Welcome aboard the Chi-Cheemaun ferry. We will be departing in just a moment. A safety video will be played on monitors throughout the ship indicating the location and operation of the marine evacuation system, as well as the donning instructions for life jackets. The Oil Sand Transportation Company, an agency of the Government of Ontario, operates on the traditional lands and waters that are the ancestral homes of Saugeen First Nation, Chippewas of Nawash, Chickene First Nation, and the Wikwemikong First Nation. Our acknowledgement of these lands is a declaration of our collective responsibility to this place, its peoples, history, rights, and presence. We commit ourselves to learning more so that we can be partners in stewardship and reconciliation as we continue to move forward in a sustainable manner for Indigenous and non-Indigenous persons. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture of all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people across our land. Bienvenue à bord du Ferry Chi-Cheemaun.
Wow, this is absolutely insane, guys. I was not expecting the ferry to be this big. This thing is massive. They had semi-trucks filled with cattle being loaded up into this thing. There's like 3 or 4 different observation decks. There's a full-on restaurant. This thing is huge. Like, it's like a cruise ship, man. This is crazy. And look at that water. Oh man, this is gonna be an awesome ride. That concludes our time on the ferry, and I gotta say, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. That was amazing. We were just chilling in the cafeteria there, had some popcorn, a beer, hanging out on the viewing deck. This was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, let's head back down to the car. Oh, it smells like manure in here from all the cows. And just like that, we are now in Tobermory after a beautiful 2-hour ferry ride. That was an unreal experience, and I think it's a perfect time to wrap up the vlog because now we got a 3-hour drive back to my house. We're gonna get back home around 9 p.m. So not gonna film too much more. I hope you enjoyed 60 hours in the Canadian wilderness with us. I know these vlogs are a little longer than, say, my normal vlogs, but I absolutely love making these ones. So if you did make it to the end, comment real one down below. I appreciate you guys. Much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Look at this, guys. Gotta run back for the camera every time. Like and subscribe, dude. Come on.